The talk was really like high energy, very funny. He had a lot of good points, and I really liked it. I like the fact that he wasn't afraid to really talk about a lot of the things that we don't want to talk about. He kind of like, you know, put us over the edge and challenged us, and I thought that's very important because you have some things to think about, you know. And I really enjoyed his company. I enjoyed having you guys come, and I really appreciated it. So thank you.
I think it was a wake-up call, much needed talk. You know, because most of the time we're usually complacent with life and we just take life easily, but sometimes you just need somebody to push you over at the edge in order for you to dive into the sea. So it was a good motivational push.
So I really liked the talk. I thought it was very inspirational, and I feel like there were a bunch of like hard truths that he put in there that, you know, I definitely have to think about and apply in my life. And I like the concept of him saying that you need to have someone that you look up to, you know, a role model, and save me too for that person. And I definitely have people in my life that I like model my life after, so I could really relate to that. So it was a really good and inspirational talk, and I liked it.
I'm almost speechless. I mean, it's very hard to describe the impact that a talk like that had on me. But I could relate to a lot of things he said. If I could achieve, you know, a fraction of the success that Salem has had, I could consider myself to be a very fortunate person. But one lesson which I've taken away is that anything worth having doesn't come immediately. I mean, they often say the good things don't come to you cheaply, but it can also be said that really good things don't come to you immediately, and that's the lesson that he's, you know, trying to teach us in a way.
Yeah, I think it was definitely motivational to hear what he had to say. I think he has the right message. I definitely liked the way he ended the presentation. It just really brought everything back together, so he should keep it up.
I thought that was a pretty good talk and very motivating to college students for him to come and speak to us, because a lot of the time we need someone to motivate us. Make sure you have a dream that you want to pursue, and as he said, keep your promises, but be patient, because if you have a promise or you have a dream, you have to be patient. I know one day you're going to achieve it, but you have to be patient in the process. And he was a great speaker, you know, he shared his journey, and he's working hard to motivate other students. And I think for being, you know, with the African community, we need to challenge each other, because we all came from like the continent of Africa, and we want to make a change in the world. And being students at the University of Miami, very diverse, and the African student can definitely make a big difference in other people's life.
I think it was very inspiring. I think he was very empowering at the same time, and I think that he kind of like was very blunt about it. He mentioned a lot of things that people kind of just put, like sweep under the rug and not really talk about a lot. So I think it was very eye-opening in life. So.
You know, usually when I'm listening to speakers and things like that, it's, you know, a lot of different people. You know, sometimes it's like usually like a lot of white people and stuff like that, or just people like I can't really relate to. But you know, for the simple fact that, yo, this guy, we both go to college, we both come from like, you know, an African background. You know, we're both out here trying to grind and become successful people. And him just saying like, you know, we always, like as people, we always like to think, yeah, me too, we could do it. But like him saying it and reaffirming it, making you yell it out, like it really does something.
I think for me, it's how much I could relate to him, and he talks about the truth that we actually go through as all of us as students. And I think one of the surprises was Newbie, who's his cousin. You normally think that, as he said, like these big people are people you think they're extraterrestrial, they're people who could never be like directly related to, but he was, and I thought that was really inspiring, that it is possible that you can do something incredible in your own life. So yeah.
I thought this talk was very interesting. The one thing that I would definitely remember is information changes situations. So the more you know, the more power you have to change your circumstances and other people's circumstances. And I think that's a policy that everyone should live by. So thank you, Salem, for that wonderful message.